Hey everybody, we're here with Carl's 68 convertible. When I went and picked this car up, it appeared to be relatively rust-free, which I was very suspect about because there's really no such thing as a rust-free Mustang. But all the common places that I looked on this car, I saw a little bit of rust, but not a ton of rust. Well, we got in it, and of course with mission creep and everything, we're doing more than what was originally intended on the car. The Stig's been working on this one. I've got some other stuff I'm trying to button up. So he's been on it, but I just want to go over some of the stuff that we found on this car. We ended up taking it all apart, everything, and putting it up on the rotisserie. You can see we've got the doors braced up, and we put an X brace in it, and that's just to keep any flex out of the car while it's on a rotisserie, because we're going to start cutting some structural stuff out of it now, so we want to make sure that the car is in a good solid spot where it's not going to move, because when we start putting things back on it and then we put it on the ground, if it's wrong, then you're in big trouble. So we've got it all braced up, but I want to walk you around and show you some of the rust we found. We'll look inside and I can show you that. Up here we ended up taking out a torque box and a pretty good section of one of the toe boards and a little bit underneath the firewall. This rocker right here had some rot on it. We're going to patch this up and clean it instead of replacing that whole inner rocker, but just to get it solid. Again, this is not like one of these K-Code Mustangs or Mike 68. They're not being done to that level. This is going to be a nice driver with a lot of really cool things that we're going to do to it. I'm going to share with you here in a little bit, because as the mission got extended on us, there were some things that now it's apart, so okay, we're going to do a couple other things. But come around here and I'll show you some of the rust we found in the back. The trunk is actually really good. The trunk floors, everything's pretty solid on that. But where we found some ugliness was, of course, you saw the quarters. I showed you them before. We ordered quarters. I just got confirmation that they've been shipped. So apparently not a huge weight on that. But we're going to do an entire quarter, not just a skin. Inner and outer wheelhouses on this car are getting done. Because up here in the rocker panel we got some rust we found in the rocker, which is relatively minor, kind of to be expected on one of these cars, not a big deal. Down here's another story. This is really a lot worse here. The entire inner rocker really got ate up until you see right here. So we're going to replace a section of the inner rocker panel. This vertical piece that goes between the inner and the outer rocker panel is going to be replaced, and that'll give us our structure back here to go with the wheel well. We're going to replace this one spring hanger because the shackle bolts decided to, the steel insert through the rubber in the shackle decided after 50 years that that's where it wanted to stay. So we decided it wasn't going to stay there, got it out, whatever means we used to get it out. It came out. We'll leave it at that. And then up here, this torque box down here is good, which is a godsend because it's back ordered. And we can't get it. It's back ordered with no date. So cut. Okay, this left-hand torque box is good. It's not rotted. We can leave it, and that's a good thing because it's actually back ordered from several different vendors that I called with no in-stock or shipment date in the foreseeable future. So it's a good thing that one's not rotted. We got a little bit in the floor right here we're going to address. The same goes up here. There's a little bit in the floor. Nothing that's really not expected. The big thing's the torque box. It's huge, but we've got this one coming. We're going to fabricate the lower part of the floor pan, and I'm going to put a toe board in it. So the lower part of the firewall, and I'm going to put a toe board in it. The front's all good, and that brings us to something different as well. these shock towers, where your motor mounts go, your front cross member, all that's coming out. We're putting it's not a Mustang 2 front end, but it is a Mustang 2 type front end with power rack and pinion steering and coilover adjustable shocks. So it's going to be updated considerably. We're also going to do a coilover 4-link in the rear instead of leaf springs. So the underneath of this car is going to be kind of cool. Not like the chassis car we're going to be building, but still very, very cool. This is coming, the left front apron, excuse me, right front apron, just like we did in Fred and Becky's car. You see that one's got some rust. We're just going to get rid of it. Then Davey's going to come. We're going to sandblast this entire thing. It's not sandblast, call it that. It's media blast. It's like a glass shards. Don't get them in your eyes if you can avoid it. But this right here is a brace that we put in the car. We kind of went overkill on bracing things because I don't want the car to flex. And it's been upside down and turned around and everything, and so far so good. We've got fenders coming, two new front fenders, 2 new quarters, right and left inner and outer wheelhouse assemblies, one of which is back ordered, so we're going to start working on the other side and hope that we're going to get the other one in time. One of these was bent pretty good. We just heated it and brought it back to where it needed to be. Kind of a structural part of the car, but it wasn't damaged to the point where it needed to be repaired, and these are no fun to replace anyway. So, but we'll get this all cleaned up, and then we'll be back on showing you this car, what it looks like once it's media blasted, whatever kind of creep we had for the rust, because when you media blast, it's going to show you more. But I'm relatively confident that we found all the serious rust that's in this car. And once the parts get here, we'll start slamming it together. Fred and Becky's car, that one's ready for media blast. We're doing from the firewall forward. You can spin around and show it. Have everybody cover your heads. We're going to media blast from the firewall forward on that car and inside the trunk, because the car's been hit at some point in its life, and we've got this left trunk floor, as you can see, has got some pretty serious wrinkles in it, and I mean, it could be all bondoed up and covered with dynamat, but that's not what we're all about, so that's not going to happen. Trying to think of what else we got packaged done. We got snow in Middle Tennessee. It was 75 degrees Saturday, and then it snowed yesterday, and it's like -0 outside right now. It's cold, so we're not doing anything on that. Big dummy. I got one window regulator left to put in it. Smashed my hand on the old one, threw it away, got a new one because it offended me, so we're starting over. One cab corner in the 86 GMC. I think that Joe showed you that already. The other one has been confirmed that it's been shipped. I got a big order from Classic Industries coming that's going to keep us busy on these vehicles for a while. We also got all of the fuel injection setup for the 3500. We got fuel injection setup coming for the Super B. So that's going to be some pretty cool stuff to watch. This is a big thing we're doing on it. The Super B, not so much. It's just like replacing a carburetor, but this is intake and everything, computer for the transmission, the whole nine. My 6.0 for the 56 Cadillac is done at Performance Unlimited down in Florida. They're supposed to ship it up to me Wednesday, so hope that all goes smoothly. He's actually having trouble getting pallets to put this motor on a pallet and crate it and get it shipped up here to me. Once that's done, we can get that Cadillac in here, get the nose off it, and start fabbing that 6-liter motor in there that you saw, and we'll put that in there. We'll do a big unboxing ceremony when that comes. Got the drag truck out this past weekend because the 351 Cleveland that's in there, I'm actually using on another project. We're going to LS that F-150, which is going to upset the world. Exactly the intention, so it's already working out. Shop's nice and clean. It's Monday. Matt's not here. He's sick again. Probably the Rona.
They just gave him a test. They think it's the Rona.
Oh, that's great. He can stay in a box for 2 weeks. That'll be fine. Great.
Just when you have all the parts.
Just when we get all the parts come in, we got nobody to put them on. We're still looking for help. I'm going to tell you that in every video because right now it's almost impossible to find even halfway decent help. Shut that light off.
Oh. I forgot it all.
Yeah, you're going to make me look, I'm probably going to look like a zombie through the whole thing. But anyway, now that the light's off and I'm not staring at it, I completely forgot what I was going to, bright light, yay! Anyway, Matt's sick. He might be down and out for a little while. That's what happens when you go fishing on New Year's Day. You get the Rona. Probably out of the water. It's probably in the water. Don't drink water out of the Cumberland River because that's the source of the Rona. And don't eat catfish. There's no reason to eat catfish. Oh my God, I'm going to alienate everybody in the South on that one, huh? Yeah, you can eat. Don't eat cornbread. So you can't do that either. Whatever, eat whatever you want to eat. I'm not eating catfish and I'm not eating cornbread. And I hate the snow. That's why I moved here. It's pretty and all, but I can do without it. When you spent the majority of your adult life shoveling it out of your driveway, when it starts snowing and everybody's, oh, it's so pretty, you're like, no, it actually isn't at all. But whatever, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Go to Bennett'sHotRods.com. You can get merchandise there. We got t-shirts, stickers, all kinds of stuff. And like and subscribe our videos. We're growing by leaps and bounds here as far as, I think we've got 400, probably 400 more subscribers since New Year's Eve. So we got a lot of people watching, a lot of people are sharing. Keep doing it. We appreciate it. And, we'll keep showing you what we can show you. One of these days we'll actually show you us doing something instead of us just, it's done. Here, look, it's done. Here's what we're going to do. Now it's done. That's it. I got nothing.